The questions that we ask ourselves year after year, that we find ourselves asking in situation after situation, that we're tired of asking ourselves, that don't seem to have answers, aren't really questions at all. Every one of them, whether it's why does this always happen to me, or why can't I just, or shouldn't I be able to, they come with 1,000 judgments and stories about us and our world. Statements of how it is and how it has to be and what can't be. Every one of them carries with it a legion of stories, and those stories keep us from discovering something new about ourselves. It's sort of funny because questions are meant to open up possibilities. They're meant to open up opportunities to lead us somewhere new. But those questions that harass us year after year, situation after situation, every time they go off in our heads, they shut us down. They take us back to some of the oldest places in our beings, the little traumas where we hit a moment of overwhelm and didn't know what to do. And those questions shut us down, right back in the place where we've always been shut down. And so one thing I teach people to do is to recognize those questions and really feel how you feel in your body when that question sounds off. And it becomes almost like an alarm in your head, telling you that you're going to a very old place. And feeling how something contracts and shuts down, gets scared, goes into shame. And when you feel that and you feel how much it hurts, it gives you a good reason to stop asking that question forever. And so many of us will say, well, in a situation like that, that situation that provokes the question, what else am I supposed to do? You know, I have to ask a question. Well, that same question with those same words might be a really wonderful question for someone else. But for us, because of the associations, because of how it makes us feel, it's the last thing we need to do in those moments. What we need to do in those moments is get quiet inside ourselves and breathe softly. Come back to our hearts, come back to something inside us that knows how to respond to those situations in a different way. And in that moment of dropping into our breath, dropping into our feeling, and crying out to that thing deep inside us, or in our world, or maybe in other people in that moment, to find another way of responding to that moment that doesn't involve that question. And just to be free of that question, even if we don't find another way, even if we don't have a sudden answer and a grand insight that says, this is how I deal with this situation, this is how I proceed forward. Even if we don't have that, we don't have the chains of that question wrapped around us, keeping us from discovering what's possible.